I'm Susan Whelan, founder of Whelan Inside at BreakTheAddictionCycle.com, and I'm a financially fit bootcamp coach from Melbourne here in Australia. And what I wanted to share with you in this video was how I first started, where I started from, a little bit about my background with money, and how I came to being a recipient of the Financial Fit Bootcamp myself, and a participant in that, how I uncovered, if you like, my surplus and to pay myself first. So maybe you can get an idea of how that can work in your life. Now, my background previous to coming into the Mindshift.money community was one as a tapping into wealth coach. I had been a tapping into wealth coach for 5 years previous, and before that, my relationship with money was disastrous. Money was more like a monster than a friend. So becoming a tapping into wealth coach was the first protocol for me. I learned how to neutralize and work with the emotional stories and the paradigms and the programming around money. But quite frankly, after doing that for 5 years with myself and my clients too, I still didn't know how to be with money. And by that I mean money still felt uncomfortable to me. I didn't have a process of money working for me, and I needed structure. And that's the reason why I went into the cash flow cure back then, or it's the Mindshift.money as it is now, to learn how to be with money, so I could conquer this poverty consciousness, this lack consciousness that I'd been struggling with and fighting with all my life, because my money relationship was boom and bust. I had learned that money was an enemy when I was young, and for me it was like as soon as I got money into my life, I got rid of it as quickly as it came in, and my patterns around money were that. Now, at my age, which I am in my late 50s now, I needed money to be working for me, and I needed to feel empowered about my money story instead of disempowered, which is what I'd always felt around money. So when I first started working through the modules in the Financially Fit Bootcamp program, Tony got us to, or me, myself, plus anybody else that was watching them, got us to define what freedom actually meant for us, or for me, and to get really crystal clear on what it was to have money, and how I felt about it, in my life. What did I want to look like? What did I want it to look like? What did I want my life to look like? And while I had done a lot of work on that, it was never crystal clear, and money needs that. Money doesn't need vague. It needs to know where it's going to go. So the process through that was finding a surplus. And we work on that in the first modules of the Financially Fit Bootcamp, or the first videos of the first module, I should say. So within 6 weeks, I would say 6 weeks for me, I seen a change so profoundly in my money story of being afraid or always hating to go in and check up and see what my money was like, because I knew that it would always be an OD, or I wouldn't have any money in any of my accounts, to actually working through those first couple of videos and now seeing and making the changes and the shifts and seeing money in all of my accounts. Now, it sounds really crazy, but the big thing is here, I never had any changes in income. I had the same income coming into that account, yet it went from having nothing and living from week to week to now having money in all of my accounts. And not only that, for me, myself, being afraid or always hating to look at my accounts and not wanting to look at bank balances or bank statements and putting my mail to the side, to being excited and going, yes, there's going to be more in there, there's more money in, and having that feeling of abundance, of money going into my account every single week, and that made all the difference. Now, when it come to working out my surplus or getting my surplus to start with, I can't lie, that was a feeling of kind of anxiety, and I procrastinated here and there and everywhere because, quite frankly, I never wanted to be around money. I wanted it in my life, but I didn't like the feelings that it gave me. So working with bank statements and things like that and figures, I had always just pushed them to the side and not even opened the envelope. So my credit card bills were there and my bank statements were there because I knew deep down what they were going to tell me, and it wasn't good. So that's the first process, for me it was like getting those bank statements and setting aside a time, and that's really important. I encourage you to do that, is to set aside a time. I had a Money Tuesday, or I put aside a Money Tuesday, and for a start off it was just like, even if I can do a half an hour or an hour where I know that I've got to go and work on my money and I'm learning about money, that's okay. So I encourage you to pencil some time out in your diary. Set aside some time where you can learn about money, from money. And it's not about judgment, and it's not about blame, and it's not about shame and criticism and all that. This is a process where you are going to learn where to be with your money, and you're going to find a surplus that you can turn around and pay yourself first. So my first step was going through my bank statements and looking at the amounts, the regular and the irregular amounts that I had coming into my bank and the ones going out, and finding out where I was paying money to, what I needed to pay money to, what I wanted to pay my money to, what I wanted to spend more on, what I wanted to spend less on. As you go through the money planner, and you will see all that. And at the end, deducting the income from the outcome. And even if you don't have a surplus, and it's the opposite way around, which it certainly was for me when I started, it gives you a solid foundational platform where you can have a look at the things that you want in your life and the things that are not so important, and it gives you structure. And I kid you not, as soon as I had structure in my life and I had money flowing, and then I automated where I paid myself first within 72 hours, it made such a massive difference. And where I am today is so different from where I was even just last year. It's an exciting process. You can have fun and lots of smiles, lots of enjoyment when you see and when you know that every time you go to look in your money, when you start paying yourself first and your money actually knows where it's going, which it likes to do, it will start adding up week by week by week. And before you know it, you'll have your freedom number, you'll know exactly what that looks like, and you'll have a clear path of where you are now, or where you are today, and where you want to be. So I encourage you to set aside some time. Set aside some time. Make some time for a day or an hour. It doesn't matter. And commit to that and have the willingness, which you do already because you wouldn't be listening to this video now if you didn't. So commit to yourself. Have a heart-to-heart conversation between you and yourself. And when you see yourself going off track, tell yourself it's okay. You've now got the tools to make the change, and it's easier than what you think. And before long, you too will also have an old money story to tell and a very different new story. And I wish you all the best with that. I'm Susan Whelan, founder of Feel Alive Inside and BreakTheAddictionCycle.com. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.